Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. My project today is a Hershey Chocolate Santa holder. It's pretty quick. You can use only a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and the tree. Now, it took a little while to put all the ornaments on, but you can just leave it plain, or you can put a sentiment there instead of putting one on the side. You don't have to do all these ornaments, but I figured I would do it so that you could see it. This bundle, I believe, is not retiring, which is great. I'm also, for this little tag, I used the Sending Cheer stamp set and dies. Ho, ho, ho. All right, so what we need for this project, we need a piece of cherry cobbler that is 11 by 4. So you can get 2 of these out of each sheet. I'm using A Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper. And we need 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 4 1/4, and I round the tops of both of those. And we need a piece that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and that's going to go on the bottom here. And then I cut this tag out of basic white using the Sending Cheer dies. Okay. Now, this is my host code. Please put that in for any purchases under $150, and I will send you something. $150 and over. Oops, wrong thing. You want to not put a host code in, because then you'll get your Stampin' rewards. All right, so we're going to start on the 11-inch side. And we're going to score at 2, 4, 4.5, and 9. Turn it a quarter turn to the 4-inch side and score at 1/2, 1, 3, and 3.5. Now I'm going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. Okie dokie. Alright, we're going to start with the 2-inch strips. There's 2 2-inch sections here towards the top. And this is what we're going to be doing. I don't know if you can see it all. Let me put it like this. There you go. All right, so we're going to turn it back this way, and we're going to go, starting over here, count to the 2nd score line and cut it up to the 2nd score line. And cut those both off. Okay, then go to the next score line and cut it to the 2nd score line, and cut both of those off. Alright, now we're going to turn it to the side, go to the 1st score line and cut it to the 2nd score line, and take both of those rectangles off. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the 2nd score line, get rid of the square on the bottom, and wedge both sides of the square that's left. Okay, now turn it to the other side, and we're going to go to the 1st score line that we see down here and cut it to the 2nd score line, get rid of this square on the bottom, and wedge both sides of the square that we left. All right, and then go to the next score line, cut it to the 2nd score line, and then we're going to take these 2 off. Okay, and this is what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring and cutting. Okay, now what we're going to do is this long piece has a square at the end. We're going to fold that backwards. So this is the way the box is going to go. We're going to fold that square back, and it just gives it a little bit more sturdiness, and it's just a piece we would have cut off, so I left it on. And I'm going to glue it to the back, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to put glue on these two tabs. And we're going to take the score line on the tab and match it with this inner rectangle side. And the other one the same. Okay, now we're going to take this square here, put glue on it, and fold it down onto the square that's inside. Now if you want to cut them off you can, but since the box only has a full back here and half of a front here, I made it a little bit more sturdy by doubling the front and back. And I put glue on these two rectangles, and I'm going to fold them in and attach them to the back, and just make sure that your bottom and this side right here match up, and glue that. Now you can put them around and glue them onto the back too if you want to. Just put the glue on the other side. Okay, and after your box is together, take a corner rounder and round, both sides of this top. Alright, and I see I missed a little bit of the score line, and I can just trim that off after. Okay, alright, now we need our pieces of A Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper. The two that are 1 3/4 by 4 1/4, I rounded the top part of them also. And one's going to go inside here. So if you only have a scrap left, you probably won't see all the way down. So if it's shorter than 4 1/4, it's not a big deal. And then put one on the bottom, and that nicely covers up most of that little piece I folded backwards. Right, and then we have one more piece that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and we put that on the front. I'm going to use liquid glue for all of it. Okie doke. Now we're just going to let that sit a minute, and we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to use my stamp apparatus for the background of the big tree. Unfortunately, we don't sell them anymore, but there are other stamping platforms on the market if you would like to buy one of those. And I'm going to use Garden Green ink, and this is the big tree, the background. You don't have to worry about this last layer because we're going to cut that off. All right. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again just to get it nice and dark. Okie dokie. And I'm just going to use a baby wipe to wipe off all that excess so it doesn't stain. And I'll put just a piece of scrap. You want to take off your magnets so that they don't make a divot. And don't get them close together because mine broke. Okay. And then I'm going to use the shaded spruce to put the shadow on it. I'm just going to match it up. And there we go. Okay. Now we need cherry cobbler, and I used 9 ornaments, or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I used 8 ornaments. So we have to stamp the ornament stamp 3 times. And they really come out nicely, even though they're such a little stamp. Okay. And also with cherry cobbler, I cut this label out with the Sending Cheer dies, and this little hoe for ho 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 is also from Sending Cheer stamp set, and I'm just going to put 3 of that stamp on there, and then we have a ho 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 to add. All right, now I'm going to cut all of these out, and I'll be right back. Okie doke. And this is what your tree looks like after it's cut out and it's nicely stamped. Okay, so now I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool, and I need this here. And I'm going to put a little dot of glue where I want the ornaments. And then I'll just pick them up with the sticky side of my Take Your Pick tool and put them down. Okay, it's pretty easy when you use your Take Your Pick tool. You don't have to fuss with it too much. All right, now we need our box that we made. And if I didn't tell you before, the full box measures 2 by 4.5 by 1/2. All right, so we need our Hershey Santa, and this I got at Target. They were $6.99 this year, which makes them over $1 each, but they do go on sale for cheaper. Oops, I'm going to use another green one. All right, so I'm going to slip that in there, and then I'm going to get my iridescent ribbon, and I want to tie a bow on this side. So I'm going to put it on top, and this will hold the Santa in there really nicely. All right, and then I'm going to feed our tag, our ho 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 tag, onto the loose end that's on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to make this over here more so you can see it. And then I'm just going to tie a bow. Alrighty. And then I'm just going to clip off the edges. Okay, and that holds our Santa in there just nicely, so you don't have to put a glue dot or anything, as long as you tie it tight enough. Here's our ho ho ho. Alright, and then we're going to put our tree on. So I don't want to put any glue above this area right here. So I'll just glue like this. And you don't want it all the way over to the bottom edge. Just hold your bow out of the way. And press it down. Now, if you want to add a few of the little presents that come with this on the bottom, it would be cute. But I did the ornament, so I didn't want to have to go through all of that present making too. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, my email is below, along with the link to my shop where you can purchase these products, and the link to my blog, which has the measurements written out. Alrighty. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.